Most business owners online post the same type of content over and over again. And while there's nothing specifically wrong with that, it can make your personal brand and your personal coaching offer really stale and sometimes feel gimmicky, especially if you're always selling. So in this video, I'm going to share the 4 pieces of content and their strategy that you've probably heard before but never really understood how it works or why it works so well for some people, but when you try it, why it doesn't work for you. These aren't going to be like gimmicky tricks or some type of let's hack the algorithm, because that really doesn't work for the long term. These are time tested by my clients who've made over $17 million online with their coaching business, and these have supported their growth. So what I want to do is I'm just gonna share my screen and show you exactly what you can copy today so you can start implementing it on your business. Now, I'm not gonna be the first one to say like I have the biggest following, because I don't, but over the past, when I had a big fitness TikTok, I went viral many times. And I want to be extremely honest with you that really didn't give me a lot of business. I had a fitness offer, and sometimes I gained 1.3 million views, 500,000 views. This was a series that got me probably 10 million views overall. And then the in and out typical viral reel or TikTok. But honestly, that never gave me a lot of business, and it didn't really work for me. The reason I say this is because if you go to my Instagram, which is linked down below, and you'll see the thousands of client wins that I've had in the past, you'll see that I don't have a lot of views. You'll see that I don't have a lot of followers, because sometimes you don't need that. You just need the right strategy. And my clients, I only have, I think, one client over 100,000 followers, but everyone else is probably less than 20K followers, and they're still making $100,000 in business. Because when it comes to social media, you just gotta have this strategy set in stone. Usually in the coaching sphere, you see the same types of content. Now, if we go on Instagram and we see the same old content of people flexing Rolexes, flexing, which is fine if this is my actual explore page. I didn't want to take screenshots of other coaches, and I don't want to call anyone out. Like, I don't care about that. We see a lot of people flexing hypercars, flexing a lot of stuff, and recently we've seen a couple big names in the industry getting called out because they are so called, or allegedly they've scammed a lot of people. And these people are the ones that are always flexing hypercars, they're flexing Birkin bags, they're flexing Lamborghinis, they're flexing all this stuff because they've entered this downward spiral of I've built my brand off of flexing this stuff, of being super materialistic. If you're always posting because you're flexing, you're gonna enter the race with no exit of I always have to flex, I always have to show, I always have to flaunt, because that's what my entire personal brand is on. And you don't want to do that. And also, on the other hand, if you're somebody that's always flexing, if you're always somebody that's always flexing money, materialistic stuff, you're probably going to attract the wrong people, or the people who are always idolizing materialistic things, who most cases, the people who idolize those type of things don't have the money to buy it. They're always idolizing, they always have this in their dream boards or whatever, vision boards or whatever. So you're always attracting the wrong clientele. Now, don't get me wrong, you can sell volume through that, but if you're somebody that's trying to sell to the affluent market, which means high ticket, so for example, I got a couple clients selling in the DM, offers are 8K or 10K. You can't sell that if you're always just flexing cars and stuff like that. But when it comes to fitness, for example, we see a lot of people just flexing themselves. That's not gonna really give you clients. I just want to say that these are just some examples of the same old content. Oh, by the way, time is the biggest equalizer. Just means here that, yeah, you can flaunt your Lamborghinis, hypercars, and all those things, which are nice, your penthouse, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, time puts everything in an equal playing field. You can't flex this stuff forever. We've seen many cases of people flexing all this stuff, and eventually they get called a scam, they get caught up in a scandal. I don't know why it is, man, but it is what it is. So when it comes to my clients and the coaching clients that I have, we've seen that these are the 4 types of posts that have done well over time, and it doesn't matter if the algorithm changes or whatever. We got lifestyle posts, I'll give you examples. Carousel hacks, I'll show you exactly what we did and how we do it. Super top of funnel, I'll show you what that means. And then we also have story hacks, which is something that a lot of people know, but not a lot of people know how to do it correctly. The first one is lifestyle. Right now, because there's a lot of information in the market, and I've said this over and over again, because there's a lot of information, people can get the same information that you're teaching as a coach. They can get the same information with ChatGPT, with YouTube, with Claude, with AI, with books. Information is everywhere and it's free. So you can't expect to sell a nutrition course or a relationship advice course or modules or school access for a lot of high ticket, because most of the times the information that you're giving is commoditized, it's free, and people are going to buy more from the coaches rather than the coaching. Now more than ever, People are buying more into the coaches than the coaching. People are buying into proximity. And the only way to really sell that is through lifestyle posting. Now, this is not flexing. This is not just showing your cars, but it's showing how you got to where you are right now. So if you go to my Instagram right now, this is a great example of a lifestyle post. I'm just showing you behind the scenes of like, I'm also a human like you. I'm no better, I'm not superior, I'm also a human. And I'm showing my human side because people want connection, people want proximity. If you're a coach, people are going to buy more into your story, your come up, your obstacles, because they want to see that human side of you. That's something AI is not going to replace, I guess for now, I don't know. But doing lifestyle posts the right way is super powerful way to connect with the audience. This might not get you virality, this might not get you a ton of views, but at the end of the day, you just have to understand that, like, just think, if I think back on the mentors I've invested in, I invested in them because of the person they are, the human they are. Yes, they're also very extremely smart, but at the end of the day, it's like, I want to be next to somebody. I want to build my business. I want to build my body. I want to build my relationship, whatever type of coaching that you have, my finances, whatever. I want to build it next to somebody that I like, next to somebody that I connect with. So a lot of my lifestyle post is about my obstacles. This is a carousel post. If you see, like, 32 likes. But at the end of the day, this is what's going to connect with people in a deeper way. Because people that I want to work with, the coaches that I want to work with, are coaches who are into bettering their life. So they want to make better, healthier decisions. They go through similar stages in life. I've seen a lot of people going sober, whatever. So I wanted to, it sounds bad, but capitalize on the fact that I've been sober for almost 2 years, and I want to show you the obstacles I've gone through, because you're probably going to go through those things. So I'm positioning myself as a guide, and it's vulnerability. Like, it's not always just flaunting, showing wins. I do show wins of like hundreds of like wins of my clients are on Instagram, but it's not like I'm putting that in front of you. So at the end of the day, I want to make sure I connect with people I like as well. So by me showing lifestyle posts or lifestyle of who I am as a human, I'm also in some way filtering people out. Because if I speak about, I'm a Christian man and I'm a Christian business owner, when I speak about that, I'm going to turn people away, and that's fine. I want to have dream clientele. Like, my clients are friends of mine too. It feels like we're close because we share almost the same life, the same obstacles. And it's just, imagine building your business with clients who are awesome. That's cool. That's what I want. So by you posting lifestyle, not flexing, not everything, ideally you're going to filter people out. You're going to make people love you more or hate you, which is what you want. You want some sort of polarity, but you're going to share this human side of you that people are going to connect with, and people are going to want proximity. And the only way to get proximity is by buying into your coaching offer or whatever it is. The second type of post that we've seen that works tremendously well is doing carousel hack. Now, there is a great way of doing carousel hacks. I don't want to show what my client did because I don't want you copying it, but very simply put, is about 5 slides. So what we've done repeatedly with some clients, some even having just 1,000 followers and literally crushing it, getting way more views than I do, and getting a lot of clients as well. Some clients, I had a client that did this carousel, and I think he made over maybe 25K, and he had like 12,000 followers. The reason this works so well is because the first slide is a big call out, and this is hook number 1. The second slide is social proof, and this is hook number 2. So a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to carousels, Instagram shows your carousel twice. So when you open Instagram, you see a carousel. If you don't engage with it, you keep scrolling, you close the app, you open the app again, you're going to see the same carousel over on slide 2. So slide 1 and slide 2 have to be strong hooks. The way we do this is slide 1 is hook number 1. We do a big call out that's very specific. So men, are you tired of your whatever? Women, are you tired of whatever? Hey, if you're a whatever, then do you probably have this problem? I'm trying to make like industry agnostic examples, but it's just very hard. Let's just keep it with fitness. Hey, are you tired of how you look? Here's essentially what doesn't work, or something like that. I mean, there's various examples. I want to rush through this real quick. Essentially, you want to do a big call out. You want to call out who you want to work with. Who is your ideal client? What problem is what is one problem they're very aware with? Big mistake a lot of people do here is that they're trying to be clever, they're trying to be cutesy, don't. Just be very clear. Speak in a way that the first thing that they read is already a conversation that they're having in their mind. If you're a coach, more than likely, you're very good at what you do. And if you're very good at what you do, it's probably news because you've been doing this for years. The way you have the information in your mind is at a sophistication level that is way higher to what your clients are currently going through or your prospects. So when you speak about problems people have, the biggest mistake you can do is speak at a sophistication level that's too high that your prospects don't understand. So bring it down to earth and have a conversation and have and have a slide or a call out that speaks to the conversation they already have in their mind. So that's done in the first slide. The second slide, what we do is we have some sort of social proof. So like, why should people this? So if you had this problem in the second slide, after helping 355 women with the same problem, which is this, I can tell you with absolute certainty that these are the things you need to do. So that's hook number 2, that's slide number 2. In slide number 3, we want to do something called agitation. So if you're familiar with copywriting, there is PAS, which is problem, agitate, solution. In this third slide, what we want to do is we agitate the problem. The way we agitate the problem is very simple. It's literally just pointing out the symptoms they've already had. So as you feel this way, feel this way, feel this way, then on slide number 4, what we do is you've probably tried this thing. These are called false solutions. So we say you've probably done this thing and it hasn't worked. The reason is because you haven't done this, which is the right solution. We don't say the how, we just say the what. And then lastly, we just do a call to action. If you want to see how this works, if you want to see how my clients have done it, if you want to see blah, 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 whatever call to action you want to do, that's what we've done tremendously, repeatedly, and my clients get clients all the time when we do this. It's awesome. Number 3 is super top of funnel. Super top of funnel is fun. So essentially what this is the type of content that we want to make sure has a lot of visibility of the right people. If you go viral because you're doing a funny that has nothing to do with your finance offer, you're gonna bring in people to your profile that don't really want your solution. So what you want to know, or what you want to do, is that you have to understand that there's 4 big markets. There's health, there's wealth, relationships, and self-improvement. So if you're in the relationship niche, you want to find out what is one type of content in the relationship niche that's going viral but still talks about relationships in some way. So create extremely super top of funnel content that gets you a lot of eyeball in your market. If your market is relationships, but you have men over 30, then even if you get a lot of people that are interested in relationships, chances are you're gonna get a 20%, 5% of that big vast pool of people that are somewhat interested in what you have to offer. The good thing about this content is that it's easy to do, it's fast, it's quick reels, and it gets mass reach, but it's mass reach that it's somewhat controllable. If you're a fitness coach, then you wanna make some sort of trend in the health sphere, not something completely away from what you do. In my sphere, because I help coaches scale with the coaching OS, it's wealth creation. So the way I do top of funnel stuff is just the reel that I showed you, which is a trend of me going through obstacles and becoming the person who I am today. In wealth, it connects a lot with self-improvement. So super top of funnel, we've seen reels work very well and carousels for some people. And lastly, the other type of post that you want to do, obviously if you're on Instagram, you want to do story. This is very simple. So essentially, you've seen this all the time. You do a story and stories last for 20 or 4 hours. What you want to do is you wait until this story dies off and your IG circle is empty. And after it's empty, you do one picture post. So it's a picture, ideally something random. So like what I did yesterday was an image of 2 Monster energy drink, a random picture. And you can do 2 things. One, that picture with a lot of text makes people obviously stop and read. Or what you do is one picture with something that catches their attention. So for example, I bet you didn't know this, ... Can you notice what's wrong in this picture, ... I have some news to share, ... whatever. And then on your next slide, you either do a video. We've tested this, and we've seen that videos have lower retention than pictures, or just do a picture, whichever you want, it doesn't matter. The key here is that you have to be really good at copywriting, because you have to make sure you captures people's attention in the first picture with a lot of text. Ideally, just a quick trick, I don't want to make this video about copywriting, but if you want me to create a video on really good copywriting, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure to put that in my list of videos to make. So with the picture and a lot of text, what you want to do is, I forget the actual name of this, it's in poetry. When people write poetry, there's a specific architecture of writing that is like this. So for example, you want to do the first sentence is short, maybe 1 or 2 words. The second sentence is longer, the third one's longer, and then you just kind of keep it the same way, because it's easier to read 1 word and then people are doing macro commitment. I don't want to make this about all this copywriting, but on the story side of things, 24-hour reset, big text with CTA for reply, it works tremendously. It really works. So now you don't have to think about all these different types of posts that you have to do. Just focus on these 4. And I promise you, when done correctly, you're gonna get more qualified leads. You can have better selling in the DMs. You don't have to wait for having a call, because people are gonna buy into you. They're gonna see that you have social proof. They're gonna get a lot of eyeballs, and essentially people are gonna watch your story. It's all that you want when it comes to social media. You don't need billions of views, you just need the right view. And most importantly, you also have to understand how to monetize those views, because it doesn't really matter if you can get a lot of attention. Selling that attention into buying your offer is a whole different skill set. You have to make sure how to create the attention, which I've shown you how to do that. You also want to make sure you're very good at converting this attention into clients, which you can do via DMs or sales calls or whatever. There's many ways. And lastly, once you have attention, once you have the conversion of this attention, you want to make sure you can keep doing this over and over again with a systemized process that you can repeat and that can get you clients basically on demand, which is what my clients are doing very effectively. Which, by the way, if you click the video that's on the screen right now, that's going to teach you everything I told my clients to do so they can run their business, their coaching business amazingly well, and they don't have to have huge followings, and they can sell their stuff in the DMs and have a business that they love running. So click that video and I'll see you on the next one.